The following dramatization is based on the book Small Sacrifices by Ann Rule. It contains composite characters, name changes, and the resequencing of events. Some dramatic license has been taken in the creation of certain scenes.
Listen to him. Shelby! Shelby! Let's go. Mark. What is it?
Somebody just shot my kids. There's blood everywhere. Mark!
Oh. Judy, call the code. It's bad.
I was trying to get help. I was leaning on the horn. I couldn't move. I just couldn't make my legs move.
What's going on?
These kids have been shot. He hit me out there. He might have followed us. You better call the police. Somebody get some help!
Get well height. We're gonna need a chest surgeon.
Shauna, get Shauna! My little girl, she's in the front seat. She hadn't moved. Blood coming out of Karen's mouth. I couldn't do anything. She was choking. I was just... Oh, God, I could smell the blood. The guy's still out there. He's got a gun.
I don't know where it took place. She said it was a country road. She said the gunman might be on his way here.
I need to call my parents.
Hold on. I'm talking.
I need to call my parents.
I'm talking to the police. Hold on. Tell me again what happened so that I can tell them.
Somebody shot my kids on Old Mohawk Road. He was standing in the middle of the road. It was really dark, and my kids
somebody was standing. They stopped the car.
All I got left in the world, my kids.
Just a second. No, don't go in there. They're doing all they can do.
Yeah, but they're gonna wait. It's warm.
Please.
I want to be there when they wake up.
Let me help you. Just sit down for a moment. As soon as the doctors know something, they'll tell you.
He shot my kids. He shot them over and over. And I keep hearing the gun. And he shot me.
I'm not a nurse, but I can put something on these and disinfect and...
I keep seeing the blood. You know, Robby was whimpering in the back seat, and I kept saying to him, "Oh, go to sleep." And Shauna, she wasn't making a sound. And I kept saying to her, "Wake up, Shauna." And Karen was choking, but Shauna never made a sound. She never made a sound.
Come on, just come with me.
Don't touch Mom. You know,
don't go in there.
I want to see my kids.
They'll be just fine. Just come with me. The doctors are taking care of them.
Bring the tray.
Come on, sweetheart. Come on.
Stop suction. Suction.
No.
Airway.
live without my kids, Mom. I just don't want to go on living.
Don't worry, they'll be all right. They have very good doctors. I'm sorry, somebody has to fill these out.
I can't do
I'll
that.
do it.
Excuse me, Diane? Hi, I'm Detective Doug Welch, and this is my partner, Detective Marty Beck.
Hi.
Listen, I know this is very difficult, but we have to ask you some questions.
We need the exact location. The killer is still out there.
Yeah,
We
but
have to
when
set
am
up
I...
roadblocks, organize a
When am
search.
I going to get to see my little babies?
Listen, the
You know, my
doctors are doing
children
everything
in
they
there.
can.
You gotta show us where it happened.
Yeah, but my arm hurts, and I haven't even seen my kids.
Diane, we gotta find the person that did this. Now, you're the only one that can help us.
They'll radio us as soon as there's any word on the kids.
We'll get you right back here. You have my word.
There's nothing I can do. They're fighting for their lives. There's nothing I can do.
What you can do right now is to help us find him.
Yeah.
I'm Diane's father. We'll go.
Daddy. Is my car okay?
Your car?
Yeah, it's brand new. Hope it doesn't have any bullet holes in it.
Don't worry about your car, Diane.
I wasn't gonna just let him have it. I just got it.
There's nothing we can do for this one.
You've got to. You've got to.
Shelby, she's gone. She was dead when you carried her in. I'm sorry.
What about the others?
You're barely alive.
You know, I woke up this morning. It was just like any other morning. I took the kids over to my mother's for breakfast. Karen and Shauna just to walk on to school from there, and my mommy, she takes care of Robby all day.
My daughter and I both work for the post office. She transferred here from Idaho around Easter.
I got off work at 3:30, and then I went to my mom's to pick up the kids.
Mom, look what we got! Mom, look, I got you some roses. I got them from the backyard.
Got me red roses. Mm, thank you, darling.
Mommy, can we take the kitty home?
Oh, where'd you get this kitty?
I keep telling them the trouble with kittens, they grow up to be cats.
Diane, we can't count on you to lock up the house before you leave.
Yeah, Daddy. I think you can depend on me for that.
Look, she's got a little white patch around her eye. We could take care of it and feed it.
Who's gonna take care of it?
Me!
Okay. You can have the cat. We took the kitten back to our apartment, and then we went to see this friend of mine, Heather. She lives in Marcola, and she has a horse. I love horses. And so do the kids.
Okay,
They were really enjoying themselves. Of course, anytime four of us were out together, we always laughed and just had a great time. After we saw the horse, we just went cruising. You know, the kids like that. I mean, they love the scenery and the trees and watching the rapids and the river and stuff like that. Then I realized that they had fallen asleep. I'm on the hunt time after you. Nothing's alive. Inside and I'm hungry like the What's your problem?
I want your car.
You gotta be kidding.
Crazy! Nobody hurts my son! Mommy! Come on!
I want your car!
Want my car? And the keys, go get it!
Don't let my kids die. Oh, don't let my kids die. I just kept going. I couldn't stop. I said, oh, God, help me. Just don't let them suffer. Don't let my little kids suffer. So I just kept driving and driving and driving as fast as I could. Can we go now? I want to see my kids.
Got here as soon as I could. Need the central line. Let's get a chest tube into her. She's losing an awful lot of blood. We have to stop it. Let's get her into surgery.
Good boy. Okay, he's breathing easier. Good boy. That's it. That's a good boy. That's the stuff. Hey, Josiak. No, I'll go down tonight.
Do you mind if I ask?
It's a woman and her children have been shot.
No.
There's no particulars yet, but one of the kids is dead. The DA just assigned me to the case. I'm going down to the hospital.
That poor woman, how terrible. Her children.
Here, look it up. Here. Go back to sleep. Okay.
Do they know who did it? The father?
I'll call you.
This is my first homicide. I'm a little nervous.
Well, you better get over it. We'll be working hard. We'll be working together. You won't have time to feel a thing.
I guess you've handled a lot of homicides.
Nope. This is my first.
No, not my Shauna. What am I going to do without my Shauna?
I'm sorry, Diane. There was nothing we could do. She was gone by the time we got to the hospital.
Are you sure it was Shauna?
Your father identified her. He said it was Shauna.
What about Karen?
Karen is critical. She should be getting out of surgery any time now.
Is there going to be brain damage? I don't want you to sustain her life. I mean, if she's going to be a vegetable or anything.
No, there's no indication of any brain damage. Robby is stable. The bullet entered a fraction of an inch to the right of the spinal column.
Missed his heart.
Yes.
Shauna was going to be my athlete.
I'm going to have a surgeon take a look at your arm now.
Okay. Thank you. Will I be able to go to work tomorrow? I mean, they'll be depending on me. I'm new on the job.
broken. Close. Good. Well, the arm's broken, but there's no nerve or tendon damage.
Oh, it hurts.
We're going to have to operate in a few weeks to try to strengthen the arm. Your blood pressure and pulse is all normal.
I want to go to my mom's.
Well, you'll be here for a few days anyway.
I'm afraid.
You'll have police posted by your room. It's the safest place you can be.
Hey, don't say anything to my father.
Your father?
Yeah, about my tattoo. My dad knew about it. He'd kill me.
Dr. Matthews to cardiac ward. Dr. Matthews. Dr. Craig to lab 4. Dr. Craig to lab 4.
Do you have any children?
No. My wife's co-director of the City Planning Commission. We both have demanding jobs.
Well, this is hard. When you have children.
How could anyone have aimed a pistol at 3 little children and pulled the trigger 5 times?
Went to the apartment with a fine-tooth comb last night. They've only been here a couple of months. They moved from Idaho. We found a rifle and the .38 she mentioned.
Anything from ballistics?
Yeah, they're pretty certain we're looking for a semi-automatic .22 pistol with a clip-style magazine. We're checking out all reports on bushy-haired strangers. We've got divers checking out the river under the bridge on Old Mohawk Road.
All right, I want a complete investigation of the crime scene. I want a videotape reenactment by Diane of what happened.
Videotaped?
That's right. I want a visual record for the jury that memorializes her testimony in stone. You got the post results yet?
Yeah, Jim Peck's attended. Shauna was shot twice, left to right, right to left. Through and through wounds to the heart and lungs. She wouldn't have moved except by reflex after the first shot. Peck's bagged the .22 slug that Doc took out and took swabs of gunpowder, stippling, and debris. There was
Detective
a lock.
Welch, is there any new developments?
Hi, folks.
How's Mr. Downs holding up?
Mrs. Downs is doing okay. What about the children?
Everybody's calling about the kid.
Karen and Robby are stable. Mrs. Downs know about Shauna? Yes, she does.
Has he told the children?
No, not yet. Pretty bare bones. Looks like she never got around to unpacking.
Who's the guy?
I think his name is Lou. Boyfriend from Idaho. Surgeon said that she had Lou tattooed on her shoulder. We've been trying to get in touch with him.
No pictures of the kids? Karen, Shauna, and Robby, I love you, Mom. May 13th, 1983.
A week ago. She kept saying last night she shouldn't have bought the unicorn. Got her diary in here. Most of it's just these love letters to Lou. A lot of stuff about how much she loves her kids. A bunch of articles on surrogate mothers. And looky what we have in here. Ta-da. Check the cutouts over the breasts. One hot mama, huh?
You found it in the closet down here, not up in the bedroom?
Maybe she's a little kinky. Here. Nothing to eat in here. Look at this. 3 kids, no food, nothing edible.
Yeah, maybe she eats out a lot.
Found something up here. What you got?
Found it in the bed. Must have missed it last night when we emptied out the rifle. We
found in the closet?
It's head-stamped U, just like some of the spent bullet casings in the car.
Thousands of 22-round head-stamped U in the state of Oregon. Let's give it to forensics, have them compare it with the bullet casings found in the car. I want mileage estimates from the scene of the murder. And all the surrounding fields thoroughly searched for the gun.
I don't need to tell you, we're a little short on manpower.
Well, we're all short of manpower. Just give me my report. What about the kitten?
Kitten?
Yeah, Diane said they just brought home a new kitten. And where is it?
I don't know.
Well, check it out.
Anything else?
Nope. Just have to remember to call my wife.
We've always felt safe in the Willamette Valley, protected. The land, the mountains, the rivers, paradise. We thought we were special, immune to ugliness. We knew our neighbors, or rather, we thought we did. Violent crime, horror, tragedy could only happen someplace else, to people who lived in big cities. Well, we were wrong, terribly wrong. Our innocence vanished last night with the roar of a gun, the brutal, senseless shootings of 3 little children, and...
You found him yet?
Not yet. There are some things we'd like to go over.
Who are you? You're always standing around watching everything.
I'm Frank Josiak, District Attorney's Office.
Oh.
Can we talk about Lou Lewiston?
You've been reading my diary.
Sign a form, Diane. You gave us permission.
That's okay. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. Just don't bother Lou Lewiston. He's married and he doesn't like hassles.
So, he lives back in Greenville, Idaho, right?
Yeah. He's the love of my life. We worked together at the post office. I started dating him right after my divorce. And, he said he was going to leave his wife and come out and join us, but he never did. My kids loved him, too. They were really crushed when he didn't show up. You know, about 3 days ago, I took him out to this big field because I was really down. And they helped me. They really helped me. They were so wise and grown up. You know, it was like they were the parent, I was the child. And so I said, you know, who cares about Lou Lewiston? We're the 4 Musketeers, and we always will be. See, that's what I call this, the 4 Musketeers. Has anybody notified my ex-husband?
Yes, your father called him. He's on his way here from Idaho. He'll be here this afternoon.
Uh-oh. I'd rather see the devil himself.
Hi, Robby. How's a big fella, huh? Don't be scared, your old dad's here. We'll have some fun when you're feeling better. Okay. Karen? Hi, baby. Can you hear me? It's me, your dad. Everything's gonna be all right. Robby's here, and me. Your mom's fine. You're gonna see her soon. This is really hard, man. This is really hard. Such good little kids.
Could you tell us where you were last night?
Yeah, I got electrical contracting business. Well, after work, my girlfriend and I went for a long walk, and we went over to her apartment to watch some television. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, my roommate came running over and said my father-in-law was on the phone and my kids had been shot.
Did you and Diane own any guns? Or do you know if she presently owns any?
Yeah, she got 3 guns. She got a rifle and a .38 revolver and a .22 Ruger Mark IV, semi-automatic.
Can she shoot the Ruger? Can she shoot the Ruger?
Oh, yeah. No, I showed her how to chamber around. Told her about the clip. She just used to borrow it. I figure she still got it because it's gone.
When was the last time she borrowed it?
Well, she had it 6 months ago. Bet your damn life she had it. She got real mad at me because I wouldn't fix her stereo until we were back together. And we're always fighting, you know.
Get out of the way. Get away from the car. Look what I got. And I don't want you here when I get home.
Now, Diane, don't get nuts. Just give me the gun. All right? Give me the gun.
Stop, you stupid idiot! Give me that gun!
Don't fight! Please don't fight!
Crazy?
Please, Daddy, don't be hurt! Don't be hurt!
What's Daddy?
Oh, it's okay, baby. It's okay.
That was hilarious. You just rolled like a...
Yeah, real hilarious, Diane. I gotta call the police on you. You hear me? You hear me, Diane? So, the cops came. And hell, I didn't want to see her get in any trouble. I sent them away. Now, you see, Diane and me, we fight, we make up. And we've been together since we were 15 or 16. Hell, it's love and hate, right? I mean, she calls me when she has trouble with her boyfriends. I help her out. We kind of stick together.
And what about the children?
That night, well, they went to bed with their clothes on. Nobody got any supper, that's for sure. But hey, that's nothing new, right?
You still here?
Yeah,
You guarding me?
that's right.
I guess I can sleep easy then.
That's right. Nobody's gonna come into your room without me checking them out.
I want to go see my kids.
Sure. I'll go with you.
Are you married?
Yeah. Why?
I'm just gonna need someone to be with when this is over. I was just wondering. No, you press door open. You gotta press door close.
It's almost 2 a.m. They're doing as well as can be expected. You should go on home, try and get some sleep.
Yeah.
I love you. You. Do you hear me, Karen? I love you.
What about suspects? Nope. Day 3 and no bushy-haired strangers have checked in.
Now, bushy-haired strangers are always the bad guys.
You know, there are some things that don't add up. She said the kids were asleep, then she said they were laughing and singing. She says they were shot inside the car. Evidence shows one of them was shot outside.
She was in shock. Things get very mixed up.
And why didn't this stranger shoot Diane first if he wanted the car? She was the adult. She was the one that could identify him. And hey, where was Diane shot?
Right here, where it won't kill. Hell, it won't even hurt much.
All right, let me ask you guys a question that any jury's going to ask. If Diane shot the kids, why'd she drive them to the hospital? They could testify against her. There's no insurance on them. What did she have to gain?
Frank, her story doesn't jibe. There's no suspect. Her children are shot, and she hardly shows any emotion. And she's weird. The woman is very weird.
Don't think we can get a conviction on weirdness. What happened to the kitten?
I do not know, Frank, what happened to the damn kitten.
My dear, sweet Lou, I still think of you as my best friend and my only lover. And you keep telling me to go away and find someone else. You have got to be kidding.
Sounds to me like the lady was dumped. Yeah. Well, if he's such a great guy, how come he's not up here to comfort her?
This Lou character, he's married, is that right?
That's right.
Well, maybe his wife shot him.
There's only one way to find out. We have to go to Idaho. Check these people out. We see where Diane lived. We interviewed the people that she mentions here in the diary. So, Mr. District Attorney, can you get us the money?
You go get on the plane. We'll find the money somewhere.
Lou Lewiston?
I'm Lou Lewiston. This is my wife, Nora.
This is Frank Josiak from the DA's office, and I'm Doug Welsh from the Lane County Sheriff's Office in Oregon.
You want to sit down?
Sure. Maybe, Mrs. Lewiston might want to wait outside.
She stays. Nora knows everything. I want her here.
I knew my husband was having an affair with Diane Downs. Lou and I have made our peace. I've forgiven him.
When did you meet Diane?
It was November 1981.
We were letter carriers together. She was nice, gracious. She was pregnant with her surrogate baby.
What?
Diane had a baby for another couple. She said she saw them on a talk show. Wife couldn't get pregnant, and she She's looking for somebody to be artificially inseminated by the husband. Diane wrote this clinic in the East and volunteered.
Diane was still married to Boyd Paul?
They weren't living together. She went back to this clinic in Kentucky, got pregnant, had the baby. And when she came back, that's when it started.
I tell you, that was the happiest moment of my life, delivering that baby girl. The other mother was there. She had these big tears rolling down her face. She just kept saying, thank you, thank you.
What about the guy? The father?
Oh, well, he was in the next room. See, I knew he had to be close because they had to get the stuff to me fresh, not frozen. I mean, I didn't want him romanticizing about the mother who was carrying his child. Ruin his marriage or anything.
How do they,
With a syringe.
Sounds kind of sad to me, Diane.
It's not sad. I help those people. I mean, I did something good. That's what I do. I make beautiful babies.
Well, I wish I could help you in that department, but I had a vasectomy when I was 21 years old. I never wanted children.
You know what I want to be someday? A doctor. Then I could really do some good in this world.
You been to college, have you, tough stuff?
No. But I'm going to find some shortcuts. I'm going to work my way through pre-med and night school, and then I'll go to medical school. I've had my eyes on you for a long time, Lewis.
Yeah, little old me?
I sure have. And this time I think I'm just gonna get you.
I can't see.
Oh, God, you smell good. You taste good. I wanted you for a long time.
No. Let me pull it over. I'm gonna turn over.
Feels real good.
Feels too good. Can't feel the brain.
I never felt like this before. Oh, help me. Help me. Lou. Oh, Lou.
Lou and I were on shaky ground when Diane came along, mostly because of money.
It just went on and on. I tried to break it off. I loved Nora. I wanted to be with you. I just could not get away from Diane.
I'm gonna find a way, Lou. A way to build that huge house I have up here in my head. Remember the one I sketched for you? The master suite, sauna, hot tub.
What about the kids?
Oh, they're gonna be clear across on the other side. Anyway, we're gonna have a nanny.
Oh, you gonna rob a bank?
No, I am not. I'm gonna start my own surrogate parenting clinic. You know how much that couple from Kentucky paid the clinic for my baby? $40,000. You know how much I got? $10,000.
Listen, Diane, I don't want to get into anything. Your kids might come running in here.
My kids are over at the neighbors watching TV. You don't have to worry.
I gotta get home.
No.
Come on, give me my belt.
I got something to show you. You want to see?
I told Nora I was coming home right.
I'll put your name right under the rose.
What the hell did you do?
I'm your woman, Lou. I belong to you. Any man tries to put his hands on me, he's gonna see your mark. A mark of pure love. I want you to get one too. Right here on your arm. A rose tattoo with my name underneath.
Diane, I've told you over and over. I love my wife.
It doesn't feel like you love your wife to me. Lou, my kids adore you.
Oh, I barely know your kid. You're a nice kid. Sweet kids. I hardly see them. I don't want to be their daddy.
I don't want you to be a daddy. I just want you to love me and take care of me.
Are you familiar with weapons, Lou?
I don't fool with guns. I don't own one. Left all that back in Vietnam.
Where were you on the night of the murder?
With some friends down at Suds.
We were there until about midnight.
Plenty of witnesses, if that's what you're getting at. Look, I'm probably closer to Diane than anyone in the world. She had a gun. A .22 Ruger. I saw it in the trunk of her car the night before she left for Oregon. She shot her kids. I just know she did.
Tell me, Doctor, how's she doing?
Well, we now know that Karen suffered a stroke on the right side of her brain, probably due to the massive loss of blood. It affected her whole side. Her left arm is paralyzed. She's not able to speak.
Is this going to be permanent?
She's young, Frank. I'm hoping she'll be able to reprogram her ability to speak on the other side of the brain.
You think she knows who did it? Who shot them?
I have a feeling she does, but she's traumatized. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how long it will take for her to be able to express anything.
But you'll be working with her.
Oh, yes.
And what about Robby?
No change.
You think he knows he'll never walk again?
Frank, I think Robby is 3 years old and someone shot him in the back.
Poor little Robby. He's not my son. I don't know if Diane told you. No, after Shauna, she decided to get pregnant again. Ended up having an abortion. She got obsessed with that aborted baby. Called it Carrie. Said she'd killed that little child and she was going to replace it. Huh? Oh, we split up for a few months. She went out and had an affair and got pregnant with Robby.
Is, Lou Lewiston the father?
No. Big Lou came along later after we were divorced. Oh, she was working her way sexually through a lot of the guys at the Greenville post office. Anyway, she ended up with Lou.
Now, boy, Paul, we were talking about the Ruger. The gun you think that Diane might have borrowed now. Did she ever fire it?
Oh, yeah, she fired it all right. That was after we split the sheets, but I was still around, you know, when she needed me. Diane decided to try that surrogate mother bit again. They flew her to Kentucky, but it didn't work. I met her airplane when she came back. She was all fired up. She expected Lou Lewiston to meet her.
It didn't take. I don't understand it. I've always been so fertile. It just didn't take.
Come on, Diane, don't get so upset. It's only money.
You think I wanted to do it for the $10,000? I wanted to do it because I wanted to feel like I was doing something, helping somebody. It's the one thing I could always do, get pregnant. But I'm being punished. God's punishing me, Boyd Paul. He's punishing me for having that abortion when we were married.
Oh, come on, Diane. You were young. 2 kids in diapers. We were fighting like cats and dogs.
You were stepping out on me. That's what was going on. Still shouldn't have done it, okay? Had that little baby floating around inside of me and it was alive. I saw a picture of a 6-week-old fetus. You know what? They have arms, legs, toes, eyes. It was a human being and I killed it.
Diane, you never killed any...
Okay, I hired a doctor to do it. It's the same thing. Maybe I'll just kill myself. Lou Lewiston wouldn't give a damn, that's for sure.
Get back this way.
I don't want to talk about it!
Diane! Diane, wait a minute! Diane, wait a minute! Diane! Diane, don't act like this. It gets me all worried. Let me in!
You don't have to worry. I'm just gonna kill myself. I can't shoot myself, boy Paul. But I can shoot you.
That's a .22 pistol, Diane. You got 9 shots in that gun. You think you can kill me?
Yes.
What'd you do, shoot a hole in the floor?
I gave up medical school for Lou Lewiston.
Diane, you never went to medical school. You never went to night school after a couple of weeks.
I gave up everything for him. Where the hell is he now? Huh? Where is he?
So there's a bullet hole in the bathroom of the trailer.
That's right.
From the Ruger.
Yeah, the Ruger. But she was always threatening to commit suicide. I mean, she slashed her wrist when she was 13. Hey. Now, you don't think Diane shot her kids, do you? I mean, she's got her problems, but she loved those kids in her own way.
This is our break. I want you to go back to Greenville, find the bullet she shot in the trailer so we can compare it with the ones found in the car.
It's probably another dead end. Divers found zip in the river. We've searched every inch of those fields. No gun, nada.
And what about the suspect you brought in yesterday?
I told you, dead ends, dead beats. Look, what are we gonna do when Diane gets released from the hospital? How can we keep her from the kids?
I'm taking care of that.
Frank, don't you ever worry about what she might do to those little kids if she gets them alone? I mean, she could run off with them to Mexico, someplace where we can't even touch her.
What about the kitten?
Oh, didn't I tell you? Big break in the case. We found Diane's kitten alive and well over at the neighbors.
It wasn't in your report.
I can't even get my shoes on. I don't know how I'm supposed to get ready for the funeral.
Here, I get it. I've been with the kids this morning.
Yeah.
I told them what was happening today.
You told him what?
I told them about the funeral. Oh, my hell, Diane. They're laying there helpless and not knowing what's going on.
You have no right to tell the kids anything. That's my department.
Now, wait a minute. I was talking to the psychiatrist, and she said that it was...
You were talking to the psychiatrist. Are you having an affair with the psychiatrist? You might as well. You've had one with everyone else.
Oh, that's an absolute lie. You're just saying that to justify all your affairs.
Let's get one thing straight. They're my kids. You didn't want them, remember?
Well, maybe I can't take care of them, but I still love them. And I got a right to ask a few questions, like what the hell were you doing driving around at night with 3 kids in the car?
Sightseeing.
In the dark?
Me and the kids like adventure.
Why did you stop for a stranger with your kids in the car?
I thought he was hurt. I thought he needed help.
Damn it, Diane, this is all your fault.
Don't touch me.
No, Shauna'd still be alive if you'd stayed in Idaho.
Get out of here.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Get out of here!
No, just leave me alone. I'm all right. Hold it down. You know, the policeman asked a lot of questions about you, Diane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asked about that bullet you fired out in the trailer.
You won't be such a jerk! I'm glad we chose the white dress instead of the red one like I was thinking.
Yes.
Shauna was such a good girl, you know. She deserved a white dress.
You okay, Diane?
I'm trying.
I have a photographer over here. I wonder if you might want to talk for a minute.
All right.
Okay. Diane, do Karen and Robby know about their sister?
Yes. I've never tried to keep the truth from my children. You know, I've never seen Shauna so still. Not even when she's sleeping.
How do you feel about the investigation?
Well, I'm trying not to be angry about it, you know. But it's hard. I mean, I know the police have had a week, but I think the maniac should have been caught by now.
Thanks for...
Thanks, Diane. I appreciate it.
Mrs. Downs. Mrs. Downs, you can't go in there. Mrs. Downs, I'm going to have to check with Frank Josiak. Mrs. Downs. Mrs. Downs.
Where's Robby?
Oh, they've changed rooms. Robby's down the hall.
And you? You gonna be in here all the time now?
An hour in the morning, an hour at night. I brought Karen this doll. It was my favorite when I was a little girl. I thought she'd enjoy it.
She doesn't need your doll. She has her own dolls.
Okay, Karen.
And I don't want anybody interfering in my life with my child. You understand? It's all right, honey. I'm not gonna let him turn you against me. We're gonna get Robby back, and we'll go home. We'll all be together again. Okay, I promise. I'll get them. I'll get them all. I know what you guys are doing. Spreading lies. I hear you whispering. Nobody's gonna stop me from seeing my kids. They're not gonna be in this hospital forever, and I'm getting stronger and stronger, and I'm gonna beat this.
Questions. Diane, how are Robby and Karen?
It has been a very difficult 2 weeks. They say Robby will not walk again, but I know he will. And Karen will get her speech back, too. Just as soon as I can get him home and close to me, and I can give him all the love and care in the world.
Are you frightened, Diane?
Of course I am. As long as the killer is out there running free, I'm terrified.
People are calling, sending letters from here and all over, even from other states. They keep asking why the police haven't been able to come up with a suspect. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do not know why it has taken so long. I just know that I'm...
Okay, right here.
Frightened.
What about your arm?
Oh. Mom, can you take these? They had to operate on it. They had to remove a blood clot and pieces of the slug. And they had to take a piece of bone from my hip. And I have a metal plate and my arm holding it all together.
Is Diane going home with you?
No comment.
I am going to go with my parents because I'm truly afraid to be alone.
Diane Downs headed home from the hospital, but her case still has police stymied.
She's limping.
She's an actress.
She lights up the screen. The camera loves her.
She loves the camera. The moment she's been waiting for, a moment to shine.
I have this in my head, and I cannot let this image go of my little girl, Karen, staring out the rear window, just beseeching me with her little eyes to save her.
What'd she say?
Oh, that Karen was staring at her through the rear window.
It's pitch black outside. The dome light was on the inside. How could Karen see anything but blackness outside the car? But she couldn't have seen her mother unless her mother was on the inside of the car. Damn, she keeps putting her foot in her mouth. It doesn't seem to matter.
Thank you.
Hi, Russell. Oh, let me take this from you.
Thank you.
Welcome home, Diane.
Welcome home, honey.
I want you to know that you're in our thoughts.
It's so sweetheart.
Anything we can do. Honey, everybody's just
Anything
feeling
at all.
for you.
Russ.
Just want you to know.
Thank you all. Thanks, Fred.
Farrah May, we are just all so sorry. And these kids, you know how we all love those
I
kids.
know, you just helped me so much.
We just don't know what to do. Well, I made you some potato salad. I hope you like it.
I appreciate all this so much. Can't believe all the flowers.
All these flowers.
I need to write thank you cards to everybody. Fixed up your old room for you. Nice. Come on, honey. Be good if you could eat a little. Sit here, honey. All this food from the neighbors. Wonderful potato salad. Come on, Dad, help yourself. Chicken, this ham, this salad from next door. Come on, Dad. We've all got to eat.
You think I did it?
Of course not. Oh, come on. Let's have a nice lunch.
It's all so mixed up. Sometimes I feel like I'm dead. Like I'm not here. Like the whole world's going crazy.
Whole world hadn't gone crazy. The whole world's just same now as it always was and always will be.
We've got the ballistics report. Some of the bullets found in Diane's apartment have been worked through the action of the gun that fired on the children.
Hey, hold it, Jim. Give me that again.
Take a look. These bullets, found in Diane's bedroom, were in the murder weapon at some time or another and then taken out.
You mean loaded and unloaded?
Right. The gun left marks on those bullets that are identical to the marks on the bullets recovered at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, but it's hard evidence for a jury to understand.
This definitely connects her to the murder. It's time for a habeas gravius.
No, but a jury will only be confused. Did you have a kitten like that?
I think Karen wants you to have it.
Well, thank you, Karen. This will go to my office. When I was a kid, I couldn't have pets, so I went out and dug up a anthill. put him in a box and I hid him under my bed. That's the truth. I was kind of a nerd. And that's a car.
We've been working on a puzzle. We've been working on remembering how Karen got hurt. She drew this car and this.
A gun.
Karen, did you see this gun in the red car here in Oregon? Where in the car did you see that gun? The trunk? Think, Karen, that night? Do you remember who was shooting? Do you think bad things happened to you because you were bad? Oh, you're not bad, Karen. You're not bad at all. Sometimes bad things just happen. Little kids can't help it. Can you draw the person who was shooting? What do you think about that person that did the bad thing?
Are you afraid, Karen?
Diane, got a telephone call. It's long distance.
Hello?
How you doing?
I'm out of the hospital. I'm ready to get back to carrying mail. How about you?
Police have been down here, Diane, asking me a lot of questions.
Yeah? Don't answer them.
Why not? I got nothing to hide. They're asking me about a gun.
Yeah?
You had a gun, a .22 Ruger, I know that.
Yeah, I had a Ruger, but Boyd Paul got it back.
Oh, hell, Diane. I saw it in the trunk of your car.
Oh, you're wrong, Lou. Think about it. I had the microwave, I had the TV, I had those red cups you gave me and a lot of other stuff. And I had that old .38, but I didn't have the Ruger. Are you and Nora still together?
Yes.
Well, she's lucky. You love her. Nobody's ever loved me.
answer that.
You just did.
So long, Diane. Take it easy.
Oh.
You gonna send the tape to Oregon now? To the police?
You bet I am. Right away. They've got to hear these tapes before she gets everyone believing her lies. I'm the only one who can get her to tell the truth. If she gets away with this, she's going to be down here.
To get me?
Well, I'm not taking any chances. That woman doesn't love. She devours.
That bullet that you found under Diane's trailer, forget it. This bullet's too damaged to give a positive reading. It's badly eroded. Half the landing groove impressions are destroyed. In other words, it's closed with no cigar. What do you want, a signed confession? I want a gun. I want a case that'll fly in court. We get one chance. You cannot try Diane again if she's acquitted.
Wait a minute, I gotta tie my shoe. How far do you run?
16.
Miles?
Miles. Now, what happens to the kids if we take this case to court before it's ready, huh? She packs them up. She can take them wherever she wants to.
Yeah. But they're gonna be released from the hospital soon. How do we protect them?
We present our evidence to juvenile court. We show cause why this woman cannot be allowed to see her children.
Come on, you sure we can get that?
Look, Karen knows what happened. I'm sure of it. The doctor feels that there's a possibility that she might be able to communicate it to us. We can just keep Diane away from her.
How long before you think Karen's gonna be able to do this?
I can't press her. This is gonna take some time. The public's with Diane, all this sympathy for her. You're gonna need an airtight case. Hey. What if Diane put the Ruger in the zippered bag and she tossed it in the river? Huh? It could have floated down with the current. Maybe she put the gun in a box and she mailed it to some bogus address. Check that out. Find out what happens to undeliverable packages.
Hey, I need some fuel. You want to get some lunch?
I don't eat lunch.
Hi. Here's a little present for everybody.
Oh, thanks.
Hi.
Some candy. I'll pass.
Hey, wait a minute. I said wait a minute.
Hi, honey. How's my pretty girl? They been asking you questions? It's okay. Put that thing down. Look, what I found when I was going through Shauna's stuff. This little heart she made me. Look how nice she printed. I love you, Mom. You know something? I was thinking about that unicorn I gave you guys. Did I ever tell you unicorns never die? So that means Shauna will never die. We're still the 4 Musketeers. You're gonna come home soon, honey. And Robby, too. And things will be normal. Look at my lipstick. We won't have these old guards watching over us all the time. I want the guard removed from Karen's room. Do you know how it makes me feel to visit my little girl and have a guard standing there like I'm gonna hurt her? Do you know how it makes me feel to have someone listen to everything I say to my own child? My flesh and blood? Let me tell you something. They're my kids, and I love them, and I did everything in my power to save them. I rushed my bleeding babies to this hospital. You know what it was like in that car? Do you have any idea? With Karen sitting in the back and blood everywhere. The sound and the smell. It was terrifying. Robby crying in the back. You know, he never stopped once. He just cried the whole time, real soft and quiet. He never stopped. I think I would have flipped out if it hadn't been for him. So I picked up a towel and I wrapped it around my arm as fast as I could to stop the bleeding, and I rushed here. I drove as fast as I could because every second counted. You don't believe me, do you? You're just like the rest of men. Yeah. I was 12 when it started with men. Or a man. A grown-up. I think that's when I learned never to give my heart to a grown-up because they just break it. He took me for a drive in the country once. It was real hot. So he said, take off your blouse. And I was shaking all over, but I didn't. And then he told me to take off my bra. I was a little, self-conscious, so I just started screaming. I screamed louder and louder and louder, and then I tried to reach for the door handle because I was just going to jump out of the car. But he reached across and he grabbed me, and then he locked the door. And about that time, a highway patrolman came up, pushed us over the side of the road. So I started buttoning up my blouse as fast as I could. But the cop looked in the window. He looked right at me and he started asking me questions. And you know what I said? I said I was crying because I'd been to the doctor and I got a shot. And when my children got shot in the car, I felt just like I did in that car. Trapped by a man. And powerless. Powerless. By men. I've hated men all my life. I just hate them. But I tell you something. When I wanted to get pregnant with Robby, I just went out and I found myself a good specimen. A nice guy with good bones. And I seduced him. I knew my cycle it only took one time. Because I don't think children need their fathers. Karen knows that. She knows what her father's like. And I'll tell you something else. Karen knows the truth. She knows what happened. She saw the killer. She's the only one who can get me out of this. And she will.
What is it, the dream again? Where are you going?
I gotta find the gun.
Frank, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning.
How can I save the children if I don't find the gun?
Hi, Frank.
What the heck are you doing out here?
I'm looking for the damn gun. I was lying there trying to sleep, and I suddenly remembered there's a grate up here somewhere.
Yeah? Well, forget it. I just looked.
Look at us. I spend more time thinking about Diane Downs than thinking about my own wife. Diane Downs is a mental, a fugitive from a puzzle factory, a lunatic.
Yeah. That lunatic could end up getting the kids back.
Company. Oh, come on in. You remember Cynthia and Mark, Rosalind? This is Mr. Josiak.
Hi, Frank Josiak.
Hi. This is my other son, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
Mr.
I'm
Josiak.
Frank Josiak.
And you remember Rosalind?
Nice to see you.
Would you like to sit down over there? I'm glad you came to see us again.
The Slavins have taken over 200 babies and children for shelter care.
Well, we asked our kids what they thought we ought to do about Robby and Karen, and they voted that we should take them.
Well, I don't know how to thank you enough. See, we just want to be sure that if the juvenile court rules in our favor, that there'll be a good home for them. But it's going to be a fine line, because we want you to help the kids, physically and emotionally. But none of us must influence them about what they saw that night or what they remember.
Right. We understand completely.
Mrs. Downs, a few questions, please.
What do you think of the judge's decision this morning?
We understand that the court ruled against you, and you're not allowed to see your children until further deliberation.
I'm Mrs. Downs' lawyer. If you have any questions, please just direct them towards me.
Are they going to arrest you?
Not gonna arrest me? Doesn't even make any sense.
We're going to appeal the juvenile court decision, and it won't be long before Diane is back with her kids. I can promise you that.
I lost Shauna last month. Now I lost Karen and Robby. I'm not allowed to see my children. They're taking them to live with people I don't even know. Strangers.
All right, no more questions now, please.
Diane, some people are wondering why you were only hit in the arm.
Well, thank God I was. I mean, if I'd been shot in the stomach, we all would have died. You know what's happening to me? Could happen to any of you out there. I gave the police access to my house and to my body. I let them do tests. I mean, I even turned over my personal diaries and letters. They know I didn't do it. They're just too proud to back off. And it's your tax money that's paying for this. These cruel, dishonest, inefficient detectives.
What do they want from you, Diane?
They want me to confess to something I didn't do. There's no evidence. I didn't do it. And there can't be evidence if you didn't do something.
Diane.
Diane, can we ask one more question?
Let
me do the talking.
No, I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm just a little girl. Just me.
It's okay, sweetheart. You can trust me. I'm not going to hurt you. I would never, ever hurt you. Okay? You're safe now. You're safe here, Karen. Robby? Robby? What is it, honey? What is it?
He hurt us, huh?
Who hurt you?
Jack.
Jack who?
Jack and the beanstalk.
Come on. Come on. It's all right, baby. It's okay. Nobody's ever gonna hurt you again.
places with me. I walked a 9-mile route today. Feel like I'm gonna die. I ache all over. I got big blisters on my feet. How are you?
Not bad. The DA called. They want you to go down and look at mugshots. But I told them you weren't available. You don't have to do anything for them right now. I know their evidence, and it's all circumstantial.
Let's get one thing straight. You're my lawyer, right?
That's right.
I hired you. So don't tell me what I can and can't do. Honey, I make my own decisions. And another thing, I want my kids back.
You'll get them back. Diane? Diane, look. Damn it, we gotta have some strategy.
Yeah?
We got the results from the lie detector test. They're not good.
Oh!
No, don't go all nuts. These tests aren't foolproof. It was a private test. No one has to know.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay away from the police department, okay?
Yeah.
Diane, yeah. I'm fit to be tied. I didn't want to wake your daddy, so I've been sitting here in the dark all this time.
It's my birthday. I can't just go to work and come home and go to work and come home. I mean, I'd like to have a life.
Did you wake your daddy? Okay. You're drunk. I can smell it on you.
There's nothing to do here but think. I don't want to think anymore.
Oh, Daddy.
Look at you. Practically naked. Where you been? Out hooring around?
Why? You jealous?
Diane. Diane? This came for you. It's from Karen. She signed Robby's name on it, too.
You opened it? Oh, she remembered my birthday. Roses. She knows how I feel about red roses. That proves it, doesn't it? How much she loves me. Sometimes I think the only people that love me are my kids.
What if you wrote it down? The name of the person that shot you and Shauna and Robby. If you wrote it down just for yourself, you could put it in an envelope over there and seal it.
Listen, maybe that's enough for one day.
Karen can throw it in the fire if she feels like it. It would be her secret that nobody would have to see. Do you want me to take it? Do you want me to open it?
You talked, Karen. You can talk. It's okay. That was a big step. That was a very big step.
I like your music.
Ah, you like Vivaldi?
Classical. I like classical music.
You look, familiar.
Yeah. I'm sure I do. You'd have to be from Siberia to not know who I am. I'm Diane Downs.
Oh, yeah. I followed the case a little. I'm Matt Jensen.
Hi. You live on Collins Street, 105?
How did you know that?
I'm like, you know, you're a male lady. You're a teacher, aren't you?
Do I look like a teacher?
No.
I thought maybe it was my ears or my nose or something.
No, don't you know you can't tell a book by its cover? I mean, do I look like a murderer?
No. No, nothing like a murderer.
Well, the police sure think I am. I mean, they're just so damn sure, you know. I don't know why they don't arrest me. Well, yes, I do, because they want to torture me, you know. They won't even let me see my kids.
I have a little boy.
You do?
Yeah, from a former marriage. I really felt for you when I read about everything.
You did? Well, thank you. You know, I had a dream last night. My little girl Karen was lost, and Shauna, Shauna's the one who died, and Shauna brought Karen to me. It was so strange. They just, like, appeared out of the shadows, and Shauna was standing there with her little shirt, you know, with blood and stuff all over it and 2 little bullet holes, and I looked at her and I said, Shauna, I thought you were dead. You know what she said to me? She said, nah, I was just faking it. Oh, God. It was so wonderful, you know. It was all like a big joke, and Shauna was alive. Oh, I hated to wake up. But God knows I didn't do it. He knows I'm not lying. And I really believe that God takes care of things, and that my son Robby will walk again. I know he will. I do.
I'm going to be late for my 1 o'clock class.
Oh. You know, maybe I could call you sometime. You know, just to talk. I'd ask you to go for a drink, but I don't drink.
Well, sure.
I say we're ready to pick her up.
I say we're gonna wait for Karen.
You've been saying that for months.
Well, she's making progress. Just need a little more time.
How long? That's what I'm asking. How long can we wait? Even Diane's lawyer keeps asking why we don't arrest her.
He's trying to force our hand. He wants us to move before the little girl can talk so we can blame it on the bushy-haired stranger.
Oh, come on, we've checked everywhere. Diane's gone through miles of mugshots. There is no bushy-haired stranger. What's the matter, Josiak? You afraid to prosecute? You afraid you're gonna fall on your sword?
All right, now look. We get one chance here. If we screw it up, that's it. Diane will go free and get the kids back.
So, you want us to sit around on our butts for 4 more months, is that it?
I want you to get back in the field and dig for more evidence.
You're talking about a murder weapon. We don't got a murder weapon.
Then find it. What about the towel, the one that Diane wrapped around her arm? Now, we know that there's a clue there. Shouldn't be that difficult to figure out.
Sir, you're the DA. We're gonna move or not?
When Josiak says we're ready, that's when we'll move.
Thanks for letting me come up with whiskey. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, that's not all. You like mushrooms on your pizza?
Yes.
Chocolate mocha ice cream. The best pot you could ever imagine. And the topper, banana cream pie. And some candles. Romantic, huh?
You are quite amazing.
Oh, honey. You haven't seen anything yet. I just take my whiskey straight up with just a little ice, if you've got it.
You said you didn't drink.
I don't. Except when I want to feel loose. Whoa, have you read all these books?
Well, no, not all of them. I got a stack over there I'm trying to get to.
I really like people who read books. I'm sorry. I hate the taste of that stuff. But I need it. You can't imagine the pressure I've been under.
You know, I'd rather not talk about what happened that night. I think it's better if I don't get involved in any of that.
Fair enough. Okay? Because I don't want to be involved with anybody. I mean, my mind's still on Lou Lewiston. He was the guy I was dating in Idaho. There'll never be anybody like him. I got a reminder of Lou that'll stay with me forever.
What's that?
I'll show you. I love red roses. Red rose is kind of my trademark. Well, what do you think of me?
I think you seem very nice.
I'm just me. I'm just a little girl. But I can make you feel real good. practically a master at that. And I don't bite.
Oh, yes, you do.
Just a little. You don't have to worry about birth control. I'm on the pill. I think you better call the paramedics. You wore me out last night. I can hardly move. How about you? I make you happy?
I'm sorry, what?
Last night? Hello?
It was very nice.
Was it very nice? Well, actually, I tried to perfect the art of sex.
Yeah, you do quite a job. Except for the scratches on my back.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're one of those guys who are going to cry about some scratches on your back. Because you know what? I couldn't help it. You drove me crazy.
I'm going to be late.
Give me keys. Hey, which one's your house key? Because I'm going to make you dinner tonight. And I'm going to have a hot bath waiting and give you a massage. I'm going to start with your back and work my way down to your feet. I'm real good with feet.
I have a faculty meeting tonight. It's going to be late.
It's okay. I'll wait. I need someone to care about, you know.
Diane, I thought I made it clear. I don't want to get too involved.
Neither do I. Come on, that's the last thing I want. I think you're interesting, all right? I think you're very intelligent. Hoping some of that'll rub off on me. Okay, let's go.
Diane, okay. Okay.
You just remember, you're with me every hour of the day. Up here in my head, all my little gray cells, they're gonna hold on to you, so you never get lost.
Think you can put the pillows where they're supposed to be? Robby wasn't back? What about you? And Shauna? Do you want to tell us what happened?
Trunk.
Why don't you just play your mama's part? You be your mom.
Hi.
You're ready.
Hi, baby. It's your old dad.
They couldn't sleep all night. They were so excited about seeing her.
Robby! Hiya, buddy. How are you? Come here. Oh. Gonna have some fun today, huh? You want to go to the park? Yeah! Okay, let's go. Hi, guys. Thanks. Listen, the Children's Services Division said it was okay as long as I brought him back by 5.
Oh, great. I'm sure they'll love it.
Okay, you ready to go? All right, here we
Bye.
go. Bye.
Have a great day. You want to
Thank
help,
you.
guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
Say bye.
thanks. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful time,
Gonna go to
kids.
the park now? Huh? See some ducks? See some geese? Maybe go on the swings? Up. Karen, I gotta go get something from the car, all right?
Diane, wait, don't wake him up. God, what is the matter with you? Sound asleep, he doesn't even know I'm here. I just want to look at him.
Look, we gotta handle this right, okay?
Okay. No, he doesn't even look paralyzed to me. Looks like he's gonna get up and run around the park.
He's not running nowhere. You know what that is? That's a wheelchair, and he's never gonna get out of it either.
All he needs is love. You know, I could make him walk, would Paul. He just needs his mother. That's what he needs now, his mother. I just want to hold him. I just want to be close to him. They're all I've got left in the world. I'm the mother.
Diane.
Please,
Diane. Oh, damn it, she's seen you.
Karen? Oh, look, okay, it's all right now. She's already seen me. Let me tell you, I just want to go and hold her for 1 minute. And then I'll get in my car. I'll be out of here. Nobody will ever know.
Look, she'll know.
She won't tell. I'll tell her, we'll keep it a secret, okay?
Diane,
I'm just gonna...
look, damn it, please. Okay, just for a minute.
Okay.
But you gotta promise me, Diane. I mean, I could get really in big trouble over this.
Hey. Karen? Baby? Mommy? Karen? Honey. Oh, baby, I love you. I love you. I love you. I missed you so much. You look so pretty.
She'll be back in a half an hour?
I give you my word. We just want a little girl time together while Robby's finishing his nap, don't we, Karen? Come on, baby. So we're just gonna take a little ride and be back.
We'll be here waiting.
Okay.
Diane, don't mess up on this now, okay?
I won't, believe me.
Diane! Where's Karen? Where is she? Karen? Oh, God. Oh, man. Are you all right? Are you all right, baby? Huh? Come on.
What's the matter with you? If you're satisfied, you're scared her to death.
Where were you?
We're at Hendricks Park. We were talking
What were you talking about?
about old times. about the good times that are going to come in the future, and about school, and about reading, and about Shauna and how she's still with us no matter what, and about how we're the four musketeers and always will be.
Did you talk about the shooting?
No, she wanted...
Just tell me.
She wanted to, but I told her I couldn't because I promised the police.
You've been gone for hours.
That's because I had a brainstorm. I wanted to take her over to see her grandma and her grandpa. Daddy showed her how to use the computer, and she can only use one hand, and maybe she doesn't talk so well, but she's still sharp in her brain. You don't believe me? Ask her. Go on, stop bullying me. Say goodbye to Robby.
Just get the hell out of here. I should have known better.
She loves me. She was holding on to me and begging me not to come back here.
Go! Just go on!
She didn't want to come back here. She wanted to stay with me. You should have seen her. You should have seen my dad. My dad was crying, and you know my dad forbids crying. Karen and I understand each other. Don't we, baby? Don't we, Karen? I did it. I saw my kids. I fooled them all the police and all the detectives, the children's service, the psychiatrists, all the judges, the whole bunch. Oh, you should have seen my kids. They were so happy to see me. They were jumping all over me.
Robby was jumping?
Yeah, he was jumping in his head. You know, that's what counts. What's going on in his head? He's paralyzed, but you know how great Robby is. He doesn't even seem to mind. Are you going to report this? I'm on to you, darling. I know you tell him we've been talking. Well, go ahead. I know you've been telling the police every damn thing I say, so go ahead. Stab me in the back. Nothing's going to stop me.
I'm hanging up, Diane. I got nothing to say.
What is that? Diane saw the kids!
What are you talking about?
Lou Lewiston just called me. Diane was with the kids.
It's impossible. There's a court order. Karen's right on the verge of remembering everything that happened.
She was alone with Karen for several hours. She could have threatened her, frightened her.
Can't we protect two little kids?
You saw your mom? You need some help with it? Do you want to talk to me about it?
The reason I told Karen to keep our meeting a secret was that I didn't want to hurt her foster parents' feelings. And there was nothing more than that. Anyway, she told me all she remembered about the night of the shooting was seeing the horse at my girlfriend's.
So you deliberately defied a court order forbidding you to contact your children?
Boyd Paul said if I cooperated with him, I could see my kids. He wanted me to give them custody. He said to lie about seeing them, and if I didn't, he was going to take me out. Well, if you know Boyd Paul, that means he's going to kill me. He wanted custody of the kids so he could buy affection from me and buy time with me. That way he could have me where he wanted me.
You realize you could face jail for violating a court order not to see your children?
Judge Foote, I think a jail sentence at this time would be inadvisable for my client. My client is 2 to 3 months pregnant.
Diane, is this another surrogate baby?
No way. Wild horses couldn't get me to part with this one. This is a definite love child.
Diane? Diane, for Pete's sake.
You want to tell me who the father is?
The father's identity is not for public knowledge. Who's your father? He's a very private person.
Diane. What's his name, Diane?
You talk too much. You're going to dig a hole you can't get out of.
I planned it this way. I told Lou Lewiston that Boyd Paul arranged for me to see my kids. I knew he'd report it. I made it so no matter what happens, they won't give Boyd Paul custody of my kids. I cooked this goose completely. Everybody better be nice. I get special treatment now. I'm pregnant.
Just look at her.
The public hates us for pursuing a young mother. Now they can hate us for pursuing a pregnant young mother. I don't believe it. Pregnant. This woman is a mental.
I want her followed round the clock. Don't let her out of your sight.
Frank, we're in the middle of a murder investigation and we're out of funds. The citizens of this county have left us dry. We're practically without police patrols. We're short of men.
Work double shifts.
Ta-da!
Pretty. Pretty color.
Look.
You're spending money like it's going out of style.
I have to have some maternity clothes. I'm growing out of everything.
Sit down, eat while it's hot.
Yeah. You out shopping, spending every dime you make. Never know what you're up to.
Let's not start that again. Please.
Out half the night, getting drunk. You never know where you are, when you're coming home. All those secrets.
Yeah, you got a few of those yourself.
Look at you, getting yourself pregnant, smiling like a Cheshire cat. Never know what's going on inside your head.
You haven't got any right to point a finger at me about anything I do. How about the time you shot my little dog?
You always have to bring up ancient history. I had to shoot him. He was paralyzed. You talk too much, Diane. Bunch of nonsense.
It wasn't nonsense. It was a nightmare. All the time I was growing up. Dreading when it was time for you to come home from work.
Oh, Diane! What's the matter with you? Look what you've done here.
Why isn't it him? Why is it always me and never him?
Diane!
Get out of my house. You get out of here.
Daddy!
Now, Harry, get out of here!
Stop it!
Oh, I'm
Daddy,
telling you!
Please! Daddy!
I mean it!
Daddy!
Do you hear me?
Please, please!
You open that door! I want you to open this door! I want you out of here!
Stop it!
Get this! I don't want to see any more of it again!
Don't ever fight fall with me! Don't say anything about me or anything I do!
Get out of here! I never want to see you again!
How much more can I take? Where am I supposed to go?
I don't give a damn where you go!
I don't have any friends! I don't have anyone!
Get out of here!
Daddy! Whoa! Dear Lou, nobody else can fill your empty place in my bed or in my heart. I guess I really have been bewitched. That's why I had to see you again. I'm glad I did it. Flew to Idaho for just that one day. I had to know if it was really over. I had to know if you ached for me the way I ache for you. Hey, Lou! How you doing?
I'm all right. What are you doing here, Diane?
You gave me this chain. I mean, doesn't mean anything without the love you had when you put it around my neck. It's not mine to keep if you don't want me anymore. So I came here to give it back. Just can't get it off. Would you get it off for me, please? You know, I'm gonna do the same thing to you you did to me. You remember when you put it around my neck and you said you're my woman? You're my man, Lou. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter where you are. You'll always be my man. So I just came all the way from Oregon to tell you that.
It's over. I told you before.
What's wrong with me, Lou?
There's nothing wrong with you. I just don't want to be a daddy.
They're good kids. I know you think they're going to be a burden.
I know they're good kids, but I don't want kids. I never wanted
They're
kids.
really independent! Lou! Lou!
Lola, listen to this. She,
Oh, just one sec. I'm just finishing up this environmental impact stuff.
Listen, she bought the brass unicorn for the kids 6 days before they were shot. And on Friday, she had the date, May 13th, engraved on it. Maybe the unicorn was a memorial to her 3 children. I mean, maybe the kids were supposed to die on Friday the 13th, and the plan got aborted. It got postponed.
How could a mother do that? It's a primal instinct to guard over the life of your child. It's your immortality.
I know, all right, but I've been reading her diary here. Now, all the other entries, they're details, right? I mean, there's menstrual cycles and groceries and weather and going to work and coming home from work, and there's kids and Lou and loneliness and Lou and Lou. And on the last day, there's no entry at all. She's just written the date, Thursday, May 19th, 1983. At the top, right? The rest of the page is blank.
She's the mother of those children. Why? Why in God's name would she do it?
All right, you want to know what I think? Diane sacrificed her children because the love of her life, Lou Lewiston, didn't want to be a daddy.
Today's the day, Diane.
Oh. Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned and when you are required to face witnesses. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you if you request one. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to proceed without a lawyer?
Yes. Can I have a piece of gum out of my purse? Thanks.
You leave anything in the car?
My diary. Be sure to get my diary.
You almost seem relieved, Diane. You'll be arrested.
Why not go to jail? I got no place else to go.
And this is the courtroom. Come on. Let me show you where you're going to be. These are the benches. Right? That's where everybody's going to sit. And up here is where the judge is going to sit. And the jury sits over here. And they all listen to what everybody has to say.
Frank will be sitting here.
Right? And here, I'll show you when it's time. They'll bring you in from the judge's chambers, and the bailiff will show you where to sit. You want to sit there? You want to try it out?
Where is...
Your mother's going to sit right there. I'll be with you, Karen. I'll help you all the way. Is this the tape that was in Diane Downs' car?
Yes.
The tape deck in Diane's car, did you examine it?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us about that?
It's an auto-reverse tape deck, which means it will play one side and then it will play the other side. It will continue until the ignition is turned off or the tape is removed. These are casings or bullet shells removed from the death car. You see these scratches? Those are tool marks made by the extractor in the gun. The same marks are on 2 bullets found in Diane's apartment at 1352 Q Street. Tool marks are almost as good as fingerprints. I'm quite comfortable that the same extractor made the marks.
So simply put, that means that the casings found in Diane Downs' apartment had at one time been in and out of the murder weapon.
Yes, that's what it means.
And one final question. Diane Downs stated to the police that the children were all shot inside the car. Does the evidence substantiate that statement?
After studying the blood spatter pattern, it is my conclusion that Shauna Downs was shot outside the car.
Thank you.
Detective Beck, since '73, you've been with the Lane County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, sir.
Now, you've been in a situation where you investigated a homicide, and you knew who did it, but you couldn't arrest them, isn't that correct?
Comes with the work.
Isn't it true you got a couple of bullets from either someone else, another detective or a police officer? Or you got one from the car or at the scene, and you put it inside the rifle found in Diane's apartment?
That is a lie. That is not true.
You deny that you placed 2 bullets within that rifle?
You bet I deny it.
Emotions in Eugene and Springfield have run the gamut. Friendships have been torn apart over this case. At first, there was a rush of public sympathy for Diane Downs, but in the year just past, more and more people are saying Diane Downs is guilty and should be punished for her crimes. Guilty or innocent, the Diane Downs case is making national headlines again, and it's expected to be weeks before a verdict is reached by a jury of her peers.
I was driving with my family, and we came to Old Mohawk Road. I came up behind a red car with Idaho plates going rather slowly.
Can you tell us how slowly?
It was 10 miles or less. It was to the point where my speedometer wouldn't register.
The car didn't stop, attempt to make contact, or pull over to the side of the road.
I was waiting for that in case they needed some assistance.
That didn't happen.
It didn't happen, no, sir.
Joseph Inman has testified that he passed Diane's car at 10:17. Diane was only 4.5 miles from the hospital, and yet it took her over 22 minutes more to reach the emergency entrance.
May I remind the court that 2 of the children did reach the hospital alive? Boyd Paul, did you ever have sexual contact with Diane Downs after your divorce?
Yeah. It happened one time between us. Pretty cold and callous. She was involved with Lou at the time. I absolutely could not bat against this guy. That was it.
Isn't it true that you were having affairs?
No. She said that to justify her own affairs.
You two have some pretty hard feelings, don't you?
Yes.
You ever beat her?
Yeah.
You hit her hard?
I pounded her. Pounded her hard. We really got into it. There was blood.
You do this to her in front of the kids?
Yes.
Were they upset?
Yeah. They were crying, and Shauna got pretty hysterical.
That's all.
This was Shauna's shirt. Karen's. And Robby's shirt. This is the shirt from little Robby Downs.
prosecution calls Lou Lewiston to the stand.
Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by Almighty God.
That the evidence I'm about to give.
That the evidence I'm about to give.
Shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I was working inside the post office. Just being near Diane every day. We kind of hit it off. Started having an affair. And you were married at the time? Yes, sir.
And you're still married?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall a time when your wife became aware of the affair?
Diane was putting a lot of pressure on me. She pushed me all the time. When are you going to divorce your wife? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? Basically, I was in the middle and couldn't make up my mind exactly what I did want to do.
And what was your relationship with her children?
I had told her I was not interested in being a daddy or a father to her kids. I just never have been and do not want to be a father.
To tell the court some of the events that occurred before she left Idaho.
Well, she was pushing me to sell my house and get to Oregon. A few days before she left, she offered me the use of a .22 Ruger pistol. She told me her ex-husband, Boyd Paul, was threatening to beat me up.
Did you take her up on the offer?
I thought about it for a few minutes, but I gave the pistol back.
Did you hear from her once she got to Oregon?
She called me every day. She wrote me every day. I began to refuse both the calls and return the letters. I was back with my wife.
Did you miss Diane?
Basically, it was a relief to have her gone.
Did you ever see the gun again?
I saw it in the trunk of her car the night before she left. The .22 Ruger.
Now, were you aware that Diane Downs has a rose tattoo on her left shoulder?
She was always begging me to get a tattoo. One night after I'd had a few too many drinks, I agreed. But I refused to have her name tattooed under the rose.
And have you since had a name tattooed under the rose?
Yes.
And what is it?
My wife's name, Sweet Nora.
I was sure you were going to have the baby last night.
She's doing somersaults. So this baby's all that's keeping me going.
It's a big day for you. You ready to testify?
I can't wait. I want everybody to know the truth. I'm glad to finally be sitting in this chair. It's been a long wait. Now I got a chance to tell what really happened.
Are you aware that while I'm questioning you, you're smiling?
No. It's not supposed to be there.
Why? Why are you laughing?
Well, laughing and crying are two emotions that are closely related. My dad used to get really angry. And you were told to pay attention, and don't smile, and don't cry. So you learn not to have any emotions of your own.
Diane, did your father ever show any softness, tenderness, or caring?
No.
Your mother?
When I was little.
Boyd Paul.
When we were dating. Miraculously, it stopped on our wedding day. I used to think my father was a terror. He was Santa Claus compared to Boyd Paul.
Your children?
Oh. Kids are different from other people. From the time they're born, they cry for you. They need you. They don't ask anything in return.
What kind of a parent were you?
The first year, I was learning. And the next few years, I was a bad parent. Boyd Paul and I were always fighting. And Boyd Paul would walk out, and Karen would come over and sit by me, and I'd yell at her. And Shauna was into everything, so I was always screaming at her.
What did you do about being a bad parent?
I stopped it.
Diane, did you ever care enough for any man, whether it be Mr. Lewiston or anybody else, so much that you'd want to harm your own children?
That's ridiculous. I mean, I loved Lou. But he was work. He was a lot of trouble. I mean, I loved him. But talk about a headache. No. It's too much work to bother with. I had my children. We were the 4 Musketeers. Now, we didn't need a father in the house to make us happy.
I'm going to ask you a question, Diane. A question that I think many people in this court will want to hear the answer to. And the question is, were you aware that you unnerved some of the spectators with your reaction to the song Hungry Like a Wolf?
That tape has no bad connotations. That was Shauna's favorite tape. It can't make me feel bad, I'm sorry.
Were you aware that you were tapping your pencil?
I was just being me. Doesn't mean I don't feel things. Maybe I feel things too much. I'm a Twinkie inside. I'm soft, and I don't like people to think I'm soft or weak, whatever.
Does it help you get through the tough times?
Yeah.
Is what you're describing about the situations that happened when you were a very little girl?
Yeah.
And what did they involve?
Talking. Touching. Being told not to tell anyone. At the hand of my father. In my house. In different rooms. The others were sleeping. My mom was working. In the car. Fondling. Touching my chest. And other parts of my body where children aren't to be touched.
When these incidents were occurring, how would you cope?
Blank it out. Didn't exist. It just didn't exist. I'm sure I can't explain this to people because you have to be there to understand it. It's like a nightmare. And it isn't real. And it's happening to somebody else.
Well, did you yell? Did you fight back?
He was my father. The authority figure. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't tell. You feel trapped. Totally trapped. You can't strike out. So you end up turning that anger inside. And then you lash out at yourself instead of the person that deserves the punishment.
And later when you married Boyd Paul, he dominated you. Did you remain quiet?
No. We fought. I'd end up getting hurt worse, but he choked me one time until I blanked out.
Did you realize, whether it was a father abusing or boy Paul assaulting, did you realize that some of these pressures would have an effect on you?
Yeah. I ended up screaming. I screamed a lot at Karen. I was a bad parent.
Yeah.
If Mohammed won't come to the mountain will come to Mohammed. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. You've got to get out of this office.
Yeah. What was that you said about Karen? About her having a lot of courage?
Yes, she does.
Well, she's gonna need it when she takes a stand. Boy, is she gonna need it.
All right, let's talk about the night of the shooting. Now, you left your friend's house and it was dark?
Yes,
And where were you?
the Deer Horn. I turned off to debate where to go. I was looking at my checkbook because I knew I had to buy school lunch tickets for the next week.
It was dark and you pulled off the road to go over your checkbook?
Well, the two kids were asleep in the back, and Shauna had been talking to me about her new little kitten, and then she just curled up on the floor in the seat of the car.
Okay, so you're not sightseeing when you left there. What, you're going back to town?
Yes,
Was the tape playing?
it was always playing.
And you saw a man on the road.
Yes.
Now, you have 3 kids in the car, yet you decide to stop the car. Why is that?
I thought someone was hurt. I couldn't just roll down the window.
And you took the keys from the ignition.
Mm-hmm. For the children's safety, I turned the motor off. I mean, you know, in case Shauna climbed up on the seat and hit the gear shift.
And you got out of the car.
Yes. Goodness, I can't remember everything. Happened a year ago.
Well, this is not a significant event in your life?
Not before.
All right, what details do you remember? Even though it's been a whole year.
The eye contact. The bullet holes.
And you slammed the door on him?
No, Mr. Josiak, I did not. Go ahead, ask me another question.
And then he
asked for the car again.
Yeah, a car with 3 gunshot kids in it?
Who can make sense out of an insane man?
Person.
No, man.
Person.
Man.
All right, tell it again, Diane.
I faked throwing the keys over my shoulder. He turned in the direction of the keys. I pushed him. I recall my arm being hit. I know now that I was shot, but I didn't know then. I got in the car, I put the keys in the ignition, and I left.
And you drove away very fast.
I don't know how fast as I could.
Well, you made statements that you drove away fast enough so that the door slammed shut.
That's true.
That's pretty fast.
As fast as I could. Karen was choking. I was trying to turn her over. I recall opening Shauna's window. I recall looking down at my arm. It had a towel wrapped around it.
Right, you put it on.
Well, I probably did, because Karen wasn't going to do it, and Shauna didn't do it, and Robby didn't do it.
You took care of yourself.
I did everything to save my children. If I had passed out, they wouldn't have had a chance.
You don't recall a car being behind you and having difficulty passing you?
No, I don't.
Now, you told the detectives that you never owned the Ruger 22.
It was Boyd Paul's gun. I gave it back to him.
You also said, I don't know who shot my kids. I haven't the vaguest idea.
True.
But another time you said the killer knew your name. You said you knew who he was.
I said that.
And then you said that there were 2 killers in ski masks.
Your people were telling me what happened could not have happened. There was a lot of pressure. And my dreams, I didn't know if they made sense or not, but I started to believe them.
All right, now tell us about the
unicorn that you bought a few days before the murder. You had it inscribed with a date and the names of your children. Was it a memorial?
No, it was a way of me just saying, hey, this is our new start on life. It was something eternal, wild and free. A unicorn is a type of horse, and a horse is wild and free.
Things very different by the time you got to Oregon?
Yes.
What about Lou Lewiston? Now, you tried to get him to come with you. You wrote him cards and letters. He wouldn't accept them. He refused you?
Yes.
Well, how'd that make you feel? I mean, were you uncomfortable pursuing a married man who was in love with his wife?
Mr. Josiak, all my boyfriends are married. I've dated people you don't even know about. I can make a list of all my lovers. Would that help?
Quiet. Now, in your diary, you refer to heart love. What's that mean?
It's the only love that really matters. It isn't sexual. It's deeper than that.
And this is the first time you've ever experienced that, wasn't it? With Lou.
Yes.
So that's why you kept writing so many love letters to him?
I didn't send most of them. I mean, the fact is, I do love him. But in the letters, I was over-dramatizing.
Well, you've done that before, haven't you? I mean, you're always over-dramatizing. You have what's known as a histrionic personality.
What?
You've never heard the results of your psychological tests? A deviant sociopath. You know what that means?
No.
The state calls rebuttal witness Karen Downs to the stand. This way, Kara.
Karen, would you place your hand on the Bible? Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God,
I swear by Almighty God,
the evidence I shall give
the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You can sit down now.
Feel okay? You're gonna have to talk to all these people here. Can you tell us your name?
Karen Ray Downs.
Now, if I said this card was black, would that be the truth or a lie?
A lie.
And you know that when you come into the courtroom, you have to tell the truth. You understand that?
Yeah.
You promise to do that?
Yeah.
Now, on the day when this happened, you went to school,
And when you came home from your grandparents, did you go for a ride?
Yeah. Me, my mom, Shauna, Robby.
And will you tell us where you went?
My mom's friend.
And what did you do there?
We petted the horse.
And when you left the horse, do you remember, was it light out or dark?
Dark.
And do you remember, was there any music playing in the car?
Yeah. Tape.
And do you remember, there was a time when the car stopped?
Yeah.
And when the car stopped, did you see any person standing in the road?
No.
And when the car stopped, what did your mom do?
And pulled the lever that went out to the trunk.
And when she got out, pulled the lever that went to the trunk, were you able to see anything else she did?
I didn't look at the back.
Was the music still playing?
Yeah.
Was it Hungry Like a Wolf?
Yeah.
Now, did you see your mom come back into the car?
Yeah.
And what did you see then?
She kneeled down and...
You want to stop, Karen? Now, you said that she leaned across the seat.
She shot Shauna.
Was the music still playing?
Yeah.
And what happened then?
She leaned over to the back seat and she shot Robby.
What happened after Robby got shot?
She went over to the back of the seat on the...
Now, Karen, you just stay with me right here. Do you remember when you got shot?
Yeah.
Who shot you?
My mom.
And do you love your mom?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ever since the night of the shooting, we've been looking at this towel. The towel that Diane Downs wrapped around her wounded arm. Now, there's something about this towel that just didn't add up. These bloodstains. Now, the pattern that they make, we knew would tell us how the towel was folded. Look at this. This bloodstain matches that one. And this one matches that one. Which leaves us with a large stain, which goes closest to the wound. A little blood coming through, and there it is. This is how Diane Downs applied the towel to her injured arm. Now, I ask you, could you have made these neat folds with one arm? With a steering wheel in the way? While you're driving your dying, bleeding children to the hospital? Or if you grabbed a towel and you desperately wrapped it around your arm, wouldn't it look something like that? Now, could the towel bandage have been prepared beforehand? Could Diane Downs have shot herself in the arm and then laid her arm in her lap on this towel and then neatly wrapped the ends around her injured arm and done this even as her children lay gasping for air. Now, let me tell you what happened that night. What really happened. The car stops. There is no stranger. The tape is playing Hungry Like a Wolf. You heard that music here in the courtroom. Mrs. Downs remembers that music playing throughout everything. That means that the ignition key would have to be in for the tape to be playing. But that means that Mrs. Downs could not have the key in her hand to divert the alleged stranger. That story she told, that is a lie. She opens the door. She pulls the lever to open the trunk. She opens the trunk. The .22 Ruger. Shauna, lying on the floor. Mrs. Downs appears pointing a gun at her. In a reflex action, she opens the door. She tries to get out. She goes down. Mrs. Downs leans over to the back seat. Robby, maybe you heard the shot. Trying to get further in the corner, or maybe sleeping. He gets shot in the back. Karen loves her mom. What's she thinking at this point? How does she look at her mother after seeing her sister and her brother shot? And here comes Mom over the seat with a gun. There's a shot. Her hand goes up. Stop. Another shot. Karen looked at her mother right in the eye. The expression on that child's face is one Mrs. Downs is not likely to forget. And this is the last shot. Shauna on the outside of the car. Child, Shauna, was killed. Young girl who isn't here anymore. For what? For Diane Downs' warped sense of values. Robby won't walk. Karen won't have the use of her arm the way it was. These children will never be the same. And look, Diane Downs, for once you're not going to lie your way out of this situation. It just doesn't cut it. You're a murderer! A cold-blooded, cruel, vicious murderer!
Diane Downs does not react in a way that we expect, are familiar with. And how could she? This is a woman who was molested. She learned to survive by concealing her emotions, by covering them up. The hospital personnel and the police who are mostly males, they looked at Diane and decided how a woman should react. And that has colored this case right from the beginning. Now, why did Karen say Mom did it? She was simply confused. And maybe somebody filled in the blank spaces of the things Karen never saw, that she couldn't have seen. And what else can we expect from a frightened little kid? It's quite clear in the hospital reports that Karen had been talked to numerous times by the hospital staff. Strangers. Taken away from her mother. She was under stress. Subjected to leading questions and unconscious transference. Children are so susceptible.
Frank? Frank, don't shoot. I'm not Diane.
Any news yet? Nothing. It's 30 hours. One juror on Dan's side, she goes free.
Oh, your tooth again?
Your dentist says there's nothing wrong with it.
I know what's wrong with it. You've been clenching your teeth so hard at night, they're probably cracking. It's true, Frank. You've been grinding your teeth for months. I'm going to check with that dentist again. There must be something he can give you to make you feel better.
One thing's gonna make me feel better. There's nothing to do with my tooth.
A downed plane has been found near Vida, and a search was underway for its pilot and passenger, Lane County Sheriff deputies say. Small plane just north of Bear Creek.
Hello? Thank you. Frank? This is it.
How do you feel, Diane?
How should I feel?
Diane, are you anticipating this guilty? Diane, before you go, does he know?
The court is now in session.
Okay.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
The defendant will rise.
On the charge of first-degree assault, counts 3 and 5, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty. On the charge of attempted murder, counts 2 and 4, guilty. On the charge of first-degree murder, guilty. This court is adjourned.
She looks like Karen did. Little almond-shaped eyes. She has real long fingers. She's gonna be a pianist. Her dad likes music. She probably gets it from him. How much time do I have with her?
A few hours, Diane.
And then what?
Well, it depends on the sentencing, Diane. It's all up to the judge.
Little baby.
As a psychiatrist, it is my professional opinion that Diane Downs' personality disorders qualify her as a dangerous offender. She is a sociopath, an antisocial personality without any concern for the rights of others. She's a brilliant mind with no conscience to guide it. A narcissist who sees herself as the center of everything. Who will get what she wants, no matter what means she has to employ, no matter who or what stands in her way. She's not able to have or understand love.
The death of a child is one of life's greatest tragedies. What might have been. When it comes intentionally at the hands of a parent, it is just an outrage. I've fought my own battles between emotion and reason. To prevent some future parole board from forgetting the enormity of the crimes, I sentence you to the following. For assault in the first degree, counts 3 and 5, 20 years with a 10-year minimum. For attempted murder, counts 2 and 4, 30 years with a 15-year minimum. For first-degree murder, life plus 5 years minimum. The court hopes the defendant will never again be free. I've come as close to that as possible.
Stand by. Watch it. Diane is in one foul mood. I've never seen her that way before.
Great boots.
Never seen anything like these before, have you?
Only on Batgirl.
Two are gonna feel when the truth comes out. One day I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna get the killer. You'll see.
You scared?
What do you think? Doug. What's your sign?
Cancer. I don't think we're compatible.
I'm not talking about a lifelong relationship here. Just talking about having a little fun.
I thought you hated me. You've been calling me names for 15 months.
Doug, live dangerously.
No, Diane, I think I'll pass.
Make the ride more interesting. Not funny. I always thought you wanted to, Doug.
Got me all wrong, Diane.
Oh. I'm just gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna take some classes in philosophy, psychology. Who knows, maybe I'll get to work with some teenagers. Help them through this tough, cruel, cold world. I'm gonna be out in 6 months, right after my appeal. Oh, smile. Don't look so sad.
Oh, I'm not sad, Diane. I'm elated. I'm thrilled.
Yeah. I know you are.
I guess this is it, Diane.
I guess. You're okay, Doc. You know that?
Diane Downs escaped from the Oregon Women's Correction Center after scaling an 18-foot fence. She was recaptured 10 days later and is now incarcerated at the Clinton Institution for Women, maximum security in New Jersey. Diane's father has denied her charges of molestation, and recently, Diane has recanted her accusations. Diane's ex-husband did not seek custody of the children, feeling as a single father he could not give them the care they needed. The two children were adopted by the prosecutor and his wife, and are living together in their home as a family.